making his way out to the Dominican Republic right now, which is where I am, and his flight got delayed, so he's not able to make the webinar tonight. That's okay. You guys still have myself and Adeline. Um, Guys, tonight we really want to have an interactive webinar. We want to make sure that you guys know exactly what you need to do to start promoting the Mobe events. If you're unfamiliar with how the events work, basically we get people to register for the free I Am Freedom workshop event. And from there, they would buy a ticket to go to the HBS event, which is the Home Business Summit. And that's a 3-day training where your leads will buy MLR, titanium, platinum, diamond. So it really is what one of our speakers, Ken, he calls the fast funnel. Because you can really see conversions happen within 1 to 2 weeks from the time of the IMF to the HBS event. Russell Whitney, he is the event manager that Mo brought on board a few months ago. And since Russell's been on board, the events have increased conversions by 150%. Russell has experience running a $250 million a year seminar company. And, he really was one of the people who helped found the Rich Dad Education brand seminar company. So he took that model that they were using and implemented into Mobe. And Adeline really saw that from the beginning. She's leveraged that model, and it's allowed her to make $200,000 in Mobe commissions, which really is insane from just promoting events. So that's why I got her on the call tonight. Adeline, are you there?
Yep.
Perfect. So Adeline's on the call tonight. Guys, she's going to share some information about what she's doing to promote the events. Adeline, if there's anything I missed, just touch on that. And guys, we'll really do a long Q&A session to make sure that we can get all of your questions answered. What's holding you back from promoting events? So Adeline, if you want to start, go right ahead.
Yeah. Do you want to do like Q&A or something? Or?
Yeah. Do you want to just talk about real quick? What you've been doing. Maybe some of your numbers. Just anything about events.
All right. Yeah. So as you guys know, that I've been doing Facebook ads to promote live events. Mainly the I Am Freedom workshop, because I found that people are less resistant to go to a free workshop than a paid workshop. I actually tested it in the past that I ran some ads to I Am Freedom and let the funnel actually upsell them to the HBS, and so that's one test that I did. And another test that I did was I did the exact same ad and same type of ad, and then I tried to promote HBS, and I didn't really get good results because obviously people are a lot more resistant to to see a Facebook ads, and then they click on it, give their email address, and hand in a few $100s to an event to someone that they don't really know, right? So so promoting I Am Freedom workshop, a free workshop, has been working well for me. And yeah, I mean, I know some of you guys are really keen to promote straight away to HBS, but in my experience, I don't recommend that, because I mean, you're gonna get a better conversion and a better ROI if you promote the free workshop first and let just the funnel upsell them to HBS. So yeah, so what I have been doing is pretty simple. So all I did is just I placed a Facebook ad, and then like once they click on the ad, they will see a landing page. Now you can create this with HTML, with lead pages, optimized press, whatever software you have to create a landing page. And then once they put their email address, they will be redirected to a sales letter. So this is basically the simple funnel that I use to drive people to I Am Freedom. It's really simple. Now I know that some of you try to like skip this step and just like drive the traffic, like do an ad and directly to a sales letter. And I don't really recommend that. I tested that and it didn't really give as good conversion. And part of the reason is also you always want to capture people's email address, and that's how you can build the relationship, right? Because not all of them will register right away. I mean, quite a fraction will actually come register from your follow-up. So it's really, really important to actually capture their email address, because as people said, you know, like the money is in the list, or the money is in a relationship with the list. So you cannot build a relationship if you don't have a list. So you really have to capture people's email address before you direct them to the sales letter. Now, I found that having a landing page is um, is um, is better than probably like sending them to some a blog post and trying to capture their email address into it, or like have your landing page integrated with your blog. Because I mean, have something that, if you can, have something that's just really have a really clear call to action. Just when people click on it, it sees. Oops, sorry. Yeah, when you click on the ads, people can see that, you know, like it's really clear that, you know, all you want is, you know, their email address in exchange for the free ticket to the workshop. So something like this is really not distracting. It's really clear. It has a really clear call to action, and it's just really simple. Like, people know exactly what you want, and that ensures that you get what you want, which is people's email address. So yeah, yeah, people will put their email, and then, you know, they will be directed to the sales letter. And then down here, you know, people can, let me just show you. So this is the capture page. You can get the link from the Mobe's back office and the sales letter as well. Yeah, and then, you know, if people scroll down, they're able to see where the event is located. So in this case, this is the I Am Freedom in the United States, back in March in Jacksonville. And yeah, and then they will just enter their email address and their name, and, you know, which workshop they want to go to and stuff. And then all they did is just click secure your seat, and, you know, all these details will be available in your back office. Now, I think this registration will be registered in your back office as sale. So the commission will be 0 because it's a free event. And then, you know, you'll have their details, like their name, phone number, workshop, and sessions, and that, and not sessions, but name, phone number, email. Yeah, name, phone number, email. The type is I Am Freedom, and the campaign name is I Am Freedom, and the type, you have to make sure that it's sale. If it's not sale, then it's not a registrant. So yeah, and then that's pretty much it. And people will, yeah, they will be reminded by the team, right, Stephen? So once they register, they will be reminded by the team. There will be a person calling them to remind them to come to the I Am Freedom workshop, and then they go to the workshop, and then yeah, some of them will buy a ticket to the HPS, and at HPS, some of them will go MLR, titanium, platinum, or even diamond. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's how the funnel works, really.
Definitely. And guys, you know,
And in terms of numbers, sorry, Dave, you there?
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
I didn't mean to cut you off.
that's why you asked about the numbers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so just to give a brief rundown about the numbers. So we briefly talk about how people go through the funnel. And so, for example, I would say, so out of people who click the ads, around 10 to 20% or 10 to 30% will opt in, right? So people, out of people who see your ads, about 10 to 30%. It really depends on your ad copy and stuff. But I would say a good range would be about, 10 to 30% will opt in to your landing page. And then out of people who give their email address to you, I would say maybe about 30 to 50% will register. So about 30 to 50% will enter their email, their details, and sign up for the workshop. Now, obviously, not everyone who signed up, who said that they're going to come, they will actually come to the workshop, right? So some of them might have something on and they cancel it. Some of them might not be serious. They might be not that serious when they put their details and they feel like, yeah, I want to go through the workshop, and they decided not to. So out of those people who registered, typically only maybe, I would say, at least maybe 25% will show up. So I would say 25 to 40% will show up. It depends on the audience, the crowd, depends on the campaign, and also like maybe where it is at, and also the who is calling. So so out of that 40% who actually show up at the workshop, at the I Am Freedom workshop, probably about 10 to 30%. I would say 10 to 20% is more common, but I've seen like on some cases it's the conversion is really good. So about over 20%. So I would say 10 to 30% of people who are in the room in I Am Freedom, they will buy a ticket to HBS. Yeah. So and then the upgrades at HBS is really it really varies. How many of them goes to MLR, titanium, and platinum? But like that's a pretty average and solid kind of like stats in terms of the range for them. Yeah, from the point they see their ads until they buy a HBS ticket, and yeah, and that's about it.
Great. And yeah, guys, one of the main reasons that Adeline and I wanted to do this webinar tonight is because a lot of people try to make things more complicated than they are. This funnel is so simple, and a lot of people try to complicate it. But just to recap real quick, and to touch on what Adeline said, in case you guys couldn't hear her, she said that she's tested promoting the HBS directly, but she's found that promoting the IMF is the better way, and allow them to convert to the HBS at the IMF event. A lot of people have been asking, does Adeline use her own opt-in page, or does she use Mobe's? Adeline uses her own opt-in page, and my take on that is, if you're going to pay for paid traffic, even if your lead doesn't register for the event, it's important that you're paying for their email address, so your investment isn't just lost when somebody converts through the opt-in page. So, my recommendation is to use your own opt-in page to build your own email list, and then your email follow-ups. Adeline, do you just use Matt's email follow-ups?
Yeah, so what I did was, yeah, I mean, that's right. I used my own landing page. And part of the reason is, I mean, it's good that, I mean, to build your own list, but part of the reason is also because Facebook doesn't allow any affiliates links. So if you try to copy and paste that link directly onto like the, the Facebook URL when you created your ads, then yeah, it's not gonna work. So
So you
that's
have
why
to send them to your own opt-in page anyways, directly from Facebook, because Facebook doesn't allow
yeah.
you to use the Mobe opt-in page. Yes.
Yes. So with the follow-up, that's a good question. Really, the point of the follow-up is just to get people to register if they haven't already. So yeah, so I just model after Matt. So you can go like see like get the link from the back office, like get that link from the back office, and paste it onto your browser, and then just go right here and then put your own email address, and then you will start receiving emails from Matt, and in your inbox, and you just have a look at it here. He sends about one email a day for about 5 or 7 days, and then just look at that email and just model after it, and change his story with your story, and just change it up, that and make it your own, like make it your own, like language or your own personality. So yeah, I mean, Matt's emails is a really good email to model after. But yeah, again, like don't forget to have call to action in every single email, which is just to remind them again and just get them to actually register for the event. Yeah, yeah.
And Adeline, for your Facebook marketing, are you using? And this question is from Russell Armstrong. Are you doing a pay-per-click ad or a post-page engagement ad?
Yeah, so I use click the website or website conversions mainly, most of the time. So yeah, so no, I don't do page post engagement.
Okay.
Because again, if your aim is to get a lead, right, to get people's email address, then I would say website conversion or click the website are good because like how let me just show you if in case some of you didn't know the background. Let me just right. Yeah. So Facebook has different types of ads, right? There's click to website, website conversion, page post, page post engagement. This is what Russell talked about, and page likes, there's video ads, and many different options. Now, each of these types of ads, like they split into these different ones based on the objective of the ad. So, say for example, video views, people like Facebook has this option, and it's optimized to people who like to watch videos, right? So the purpose of these ads, if you want to run it, is just to get people to watch your videos. And page like the objective of the ads is to get people to like your fan page. Page post engagement is for people to engage in your posts, to like it, to share it, to comment on it. So this is the objective is to get some engagement in the post, right? So because like Facebook organic reach right now is not as high as it used to be. So you kind of like have to do this to increase the engagement for example for people on your fan page to see your post, because not everyone on your fan page will see your post. So and the purpose of the click to website is basically to drive people once they click on your ads to a website, right? And this could be a landing page. And the same thing with the website conversion. The objective of this ad is basically to get people to opt in. So again, for me, like I just do this too, because this is like the ads that you want to run to get leads. The objective of these ads is to get conversions, to get opt-ins.
Okay, great. And Adeline,
Dave, you still there?
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, guys, I just want to touch on a few more things. I see some more questions popping in the chat box. This is probably the most important one about Mobe calling your registrations. Now,
Yeah.
Mobe will call your registrations for the I Am Freedom event, but if for some reason they can't get a hold of them the first time, or that person has an objection and they can't go, the call center will kind of just leave it at that. So if you want to get the most out of every dollar you're investing into paid traffic, you should call your I Am Freedom leads yourself and sell them on why they should attend that free event. Because every person that doesn't show up is money that you invested that is not, going to convert. So, the more people that you can get to show up to the I Am Freedom event, the more ROI you're going to get. And also, if your I Am Freedom leads attend the I Am Freedom workshop and they don't go to the HBS, they'll be given MTTB for free. So a coach is going to work with your leads who don't buy at the HBS to still bring them through the 21 steps. So, that's also really good, because it's easy for somebody to commit to something free. They don't even have to pay the $49. So if they have to attend the free event, they'll be given MTTB for free. And then at the HBS event, if they buy platinum, then they'll follow up with the senior business coach. But also, if they only get MLR or titanium, they'll also continue their way through the 21 steps with the senior business coach. So the follow up is there. the events are are a great way to promote. Russell Armstrong again. He wanted to ask Adeline, what have you had more success with newsfeed ads, desktop and mobile, or right side, or all three?
Um, yeah, I've had success with desktop and mobile, but I don't really do right column ads. Yeah, I just do newsfeed.
Okay, great. Let's see this question right here. Um, let's see, guys. Just about. Let's see. Don't their phone numbers only go to Mobe? No, their phone numbers are going to go in your back office. I saw a question earlier. Does Adeline collect the phone number and the name on her opt-in page? Adeline only gets the email address, and then she'll do a follow-up sequence, which is very similar to Matt's. So if you want to see what Matt's autoresponder sequence looks like, just opt into his page yourself. But the phone number and the email address and the name, that will all show up in your back office. You have full access to those leads. So if you give them a call yourself, and you sell them on why they should attend the free event, you're going to have more people show up.
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I mean, in your landing page, on your landing page, you can ask for more than just an email if you want to. Like you can ask for their names, if you want to make your email more personal. You can also ask for their phone number because like if you want to call up your leads, right? So you want to follow up with them and get them to register for the event. So that's really up to you. Um, but again, the less you ask for a person, the less resistant they will give you their information. So I would suspect, again, I haven't really tested it because I haven't really asked more than an email address, but I would say if you just ask for an email address, you're gonna get more people opting into your
Yeah, it's a
landing
lesser
page.
threshold. Yeah, if
Um,
you ask for name, email, and phone number on the first page, that's more effort on their part just to get the free ticket. So, and especially when that's the first page that they come off a Facebook ad, you want it to be the lowest threshold possible, right?
it's right that like like if you just ask for like if you ask more than just an email address, you're gonna make sure that there are only people who are really serious about going to the event will opt in, which is right. But for me, and if you just ask for email, that you might get a mix of people like they're that like some might be serious and part of it might not be that serious. But for me, it's more about getting the most volume, um, especially at the front end of your funnel. That it depends on what your strategy is. But for me, it's more about getting more people for every dollar that I spent on my ads to get lower cost per lead, but and get more volume. But yeah, again, it's really up to your strategy. But yeah.
Definitely. And Adeline, for your autoresponder and your opt-in page, do you prefer the single opt-in or the double opt-in?
I'm single. Again, it's the same reason as why I just ask for email address. Double opt-in will give you probably more qualified leads, like leads that who are really serious and who are really wanting to hear from you, right? Because they go the extra mile to actually click confirm, yes, I want to accept emails from this person. But again, for me, it's more about just getting more volume
Yeah, so
in
you just want to make it easy on them.
getting more people into the funnel. Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay, and guys, the Facebook ad it's really pretty simple. Obviously you're going to target the city that they're in, and then in the interest tab, you'll put in, page names of the people you want to target. So if you want to target internet marketers that live in a certain city, then you would select the city that they live in, and then in the interest tab, for example, you might choose successful internet marketers. You might put like Frank Kern or Evan Pagan in there. And that's how simple that the targeting can be. Obviously, they'll be a little bit behind optimizing your ads and getting the best cost per registration, but that all comes with learning the process. So just to recap, if anybody missed it on how Adeline runs her ads, she runs the Facebook ad to her own opt-in page, and then she redirects to the Mobe registration page after that. So guys, if you have questions that you want us to answer right now, just shoot it in the chat box, and we'll go back and forth here. Let's see. Adeline, do you use your own fan page under your name, or do you use it under another name or a brand name?
I use I use both, but if you want to like, I use more of the like the brand name, so not my own name. Um, because I'm not, I don't really like to expose myself. That's just the reason why. But like I've seen people having really good success with just using their own name, and that's fine. So I guess if you use your own brand name, it's a plus, because I feel like, especially if you're promoting it in your local area, people will see that, hey, there's a real person behind it. It's not just some organization trying to organize this workshop, right? So it's just adds more trust, and also it helps build your brand. And when they start receiving email from you, they will see your name. Say for example, it's from Adeline, right? And they see, hey, yeah, actually, Adeline ran this ad before. So for example, if people see this kind of ad, like say they know that, yeah, Adeline is actually the person who runs this ad, and it's a real person. It's not some, you know, yeah, some organization that I don't really know about. And yeah, and then when they start receiving email from me, yeah, it's kind of like they will connect. So yeah, I mean, either way is really fine. It's really up to you which one you're more comfortable with. So, but yeah, using your own, I think it always has a plus, with your branding, and to build trust as well.
Okay, great. And Adeline, another question that just came in: do you use when you target a city? Do you put in a city radius, or do you just put in the city itself?
I always put a city radius. Yeah, I always put a city radius. But what I found is that, like, for example, you live, say for example, I live in Sydney, right? I mean, I used to live in Sydney, a couple of months ago, up to a couple of months ago. And so for example, if I actually live, in a city about 50 kilometers from Sydney, but most people tendency will just put, in their profile, they will just put I live in Sydney, whereas they actually they don't really live in Sydney. They live 50k kilometers away from Sydney, but like, most people know Sydney, so they tend just to put Sydney. I live in Sydney as the city that they live in. So yeah, I mean, it's not very accurate most of the time, but yeah, I always put a radius anyway. Yeah. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that even if you just put Sydney plus, um, 0 miles or 0 kilometers, then you will still get people coming from, you know, like far away from the city that you're trying to target in. So yeah, so but yeah, just to answer your question, I always put radius, and I normally put plus 25 miles, or I think that would be plus 50 kilometers, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, great. And hey, have you found that the best ad images are like the similar one that you have on the screen of another seminar room? Have you found that those work the best?
Um, it works well. Seminar room, um, works well. Yeah, it does work, in multiple times. Actually, I had a picture of myself. I had a picture of a seminar room. I kind of like tested it, and this is one of my earlier campaigns. And I get a lot of clicks and a lot of leads from the ads there where I use my own picture. And I was really happy with that, right? And I actually shared this at the Melbourne Supercharged seminar in March. And I get a lot more clicks, a lot more leads. Like about 70% of my leads came from that ad, and about 30% came from the one with the seminar ads. the ads where I use seminar pictures. I mean, but then in the end, I didn't really get any sale. I got about 10 tickets, and I got 0 tickets from the ads that where I use my picture, and I think about 9 or 10. I'm pretty sure it was 10 from the picture where I use from the ads where I use the seminar pictures. So yeah, and most people in the room in Supercharge seminar, they would guess that yeah, most tickets will come from the ads where I use my own picture. So again, guys, you really want to track your numbers, and you really want to track where your sale comes from which ad, because yeah, that helps a lot. Like getting low cost per click and low cost per lead doesn't really mean that that ads is the best performing. Like because at the end of the day, you just want to care about um, your end numbers, your numbers for your end sale, like what's your cost per sale. So yeah, so just be careful.
Definitely, and guys, I saw a question pop up. If you're looking to put a lead page on your blog, all you have to do is install the lead page plugin on WordPress, and you can easily add it to your blog. I know lead pages has been on and off, banned on Facebook sometimes, but if you just plug lead pages into your blog and add it as a backslash free workshop or whatever on your own website, Facebook will allow you to do that, and you can find the upcoming I Am Freedom events, in your back office on the I Am Freedom website. All the links are in your back office. Um, I think we.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know the plugins, like actually, I made a little video, instruction video, how you can link your lead pages with your WordPress blog. So yeah, it's a step-by-step video. So if you want, just shoot me a message on Facebook, and I'll post the link to you. My Facebook is just my name. Um, Let me just see.
Hey, Adeline, what would you say to somebody who's just starting out on Facebook? Like, what should they avoid so that Facebook doesn't shut down their ad account?
That's a very good question. Like I didn't really have any slides for this one, but I actually specially made one slide because I felt like people would ask this question. So yeah, again, so if you don't know how to link lead pages with WordPress, your blog, then just send me a message. This is my Facebook, so type in my name and just connect with me, and just add me as a friend, and please send me a message, because I wouldn't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know unless you send me a message telling a bit of who you are. So yeah, and I'll pass you the link to the video. Uh, what was that? Oh yeah, advice. Good question. Let me just hang on. Let me just get this. Yeah. So actually, I took this note from Michelle, but she pretty much summarized what what I wanted to say and what I have experienced. So these are the things that you should avoid. Um, when you're doing Facebook ads. The first one is that you always want to keep, if you use an image, you really want to have as little text as possible. So the rule is that don't have more than 20% of your don't have more than 20% text in your image, right? So and some people said, like, how do I know that my text is not over 20%? So it's really simple. All you just have to do is just go to Google and just type 20% text role Facebook or something like that. Text role checker, right? So even like it gives you suggestions what to. And I think this is a great image checker tool, or 20% rule. So yeah, you just use any of the software and you just upload your image, and it will be able to tell you whether it passed the 20% text rule or not. So it's really simple. Second is that don't make exaggerated claims, right? So don't make any claims or promises that you will make X amount of money in X amount of time or something like that. Now, if you say it from the perspective of the first person, then it might be okay. So, like, say for example, I've seen a couple of ads that says, how I made X amount of dollars in X amount of time, but don't say, how you can make, you see the difference. Like one is you're making a claim, like you're making a promise to people that you can make this amount of money in this amount of time. And the other one is that if you say how I made, it's more like, telling people your experience, your case study, your your results basically. So it's not so much a claim, but sometimes Facebook might argue that still you're making claims that are not reasonable. So if you say I make 1 million in 12 months, and sometimes Facebook might say, although it might be true, Facebook might say, hey, I think that's just too much. I don't think it's a reasonable claim. The third thing is that fan page not in compliance. Now, I've seen a lot of this happening, and especially when you first started, again, you said like you're so excited to promote, and you're just like do everything you can. And I've seen a lot of fan pages of people who've just started where they just like put a lot of links that promote the offer, and hey, buy this, hey, buy that, go and check out my offer, and you can make X amount in X amount of time. Like this is the best program to make money online. And again, like although what you say in your fan page might not be as strict as what you say in your ads, because Facebook couldn't really disapprove your post in your fan page, but still, especially when your ads gets disapproved, Facebook will check a lot of things, right? And one of the things that they might check is your fan page, and if they see that your fan page has a lot of that what I call probably spammy contents, contents that don't really give value to your fans, and Facebook doesn't really like that, and you can get shut down just because you don't have a fan page that provides good users experience, right? So again, what you want to have in your fan page is just something that will give good user experience, something that will give value to your readers. Let me just show you. Yeah, I found because I do different contents, and after a while, I actually found people, especially entrepreneurs, they really like quotes, right? Like inspiring quotes. So you can do like quotes, and don't really promote your offer in your fan page so much, but just give more value. And if you're doing lifestyle business, selling the freedom lifestyle, and just have lifestyle pictures, and you can just research some articles about entrepreneurships or about internet marketing or about some traffic strategies, and just paste that link and write some lines about what you thought about that article, and or you can summarize it for the people who see your article, and this is a much better content for your fan page, instead of like talking about your offers all the time. Again, like don't promote MLM get rich quick schemes. So I touch a bit about that. Landing page not in compliance. So again, yeah, avoid that exaggerated claims in a landing page, and it helps if you have, like at the bottom, if you have that privacy policy, income disclaimers, and contact information. I found that helps a lot in getting it approved. And yeah, just word it correctly. Don't make exaggerated claims in a landing page. Another thing is that scaling up too quickly. Now, people always say, when you run paid traffic, you want to test a couple of different ads, and then because you don't know what's working, right? And then you want to stop those who are not giving good results, and you want to keep the one that's giving you good results running, right? And then you want to scale up these good ones, right? That's how you're going to run profitable campaign. That's just like put it in really simple terms. But again, on Facebook, you don't really want to scale up too quickly. And I do understand with events, you have like a deadline, right? You have maybe 1 or 2 weeks to promote, and you get really excited once you find something that's working for you, and you just scale up too quickly. You want to scale up as soon as possible, which is fine. That's actually true. Like that's a very good principle. But sometimes Facebook will see, like if you try to increase your budget by too much, too quickly, then they will feel like, um, hey, are you trying to spam people? Like, why are you like increasing your budget so much in such a short period of time? Like, especially overnight, you double your budget overnight, something like that, and that just triggers alarm on Facebook, and they, yeah, they will come and check out what you're doing, and which is fine, if you're not doing something like along the gray line, but um, yeah, but just avoid scaling up too quickly. You want to remain under the radar, yeah, and just scale up slowly. So yeah, those are pretty much the things that you should avoid when especially when you've just starting out with Facebook ads. Yeah.
Definitely. And hey, Adeline, what range should people be in terms of cost per registration? Can you just give like a general range of what people should be looking at in terms of their numbers of where they should be per registration that they're getting from a Facebook campaign?
Yeah, that's a good question. It really depends on what your profit margin, like what kind of, like how much you're expecting to get back. It depends on the country. Like it varies a lot. But I would say if you want me to give like one general number, I would say maybe around $30. Yeah, it would be safe. Yeah,
Dollars per registration. That's pretty general.
yeah, yeah,
Great. And guys, just one more time,
yeah,
I'm just going to
yeah.
recap from the beginning what Adeline was saying. So, guys, if you go into the Facebook advertising platform and you want to promote an I Am Freedom event, what you're going to do is you're going to select the city that your leads are going to be in. So if it's an Austin, Texas event, you're going to select Austin as the city. And and then there's an interest part where you can put in the interests of the people you want your ad to show to. So if you want to target internet marketers, then a good example of a Facebook page that would target those people would be to target a successful internet marketer, for example, Frank Kern. So if you wanted your ad to show to people who like internet marketing in a certain city, you would say people in Austin, Texas who like the fan page Frank Kern under the interest tab. And then from there, Adeline will send her ad clicks to her own opt-in page, where her email follow-up is very similar to Matt's. Once again, if you want to see what Matt's email follow-up is, just go opt in yourself on the I Am Freedom page, and then she'll redirect to the registration page for the Mobe registration page, so that lead can register under your link and be linked to you. And when they buy an HBS ticket, there's two offers. We have a $297 offer and a $497 offer. The commission on the HBS tickets is just a flat $125. It doesn't matter which ticket that they buy, and then your leads will go to the HBS event, where they'll buy the bigger packages. And Adeline, by any chance, just another question just popped up. Do you offer a bonus to your leads that attend the I Am Freedom event in your emails or anything of that sort?
Um, no, the only bonus that I offer is the free MTTV, basically what Map offers or Mob offers. So again, guys, I think just try to keep it simple. I would spend your time more on learning traffic instead of trying to craft bonus offers. Unless you're comfortable where you are with traffic, then you feel free to do the extra mile um, to try to improve your conversions. But again, learn traffic first.
Okay, great. Guys, if does anybody have any more questions that they'd like to ask Adeline? If you do, just okay. Hey, Amy. So the thing with the 297 and the 497 ticket that we've been offering online, yes, you could still buy the 297 ticket, but at the events, we have at the I Am Freedom events, we've really been leaning more towards the 497 ticket because we want to allow the I Am Freedom event to bring a guest to the HBS. And the reason we want them to bring a guest to the HBS event is because we want them to bring a business partner or a spouse with them, a decision maker. Because if you go to the HBS event and you decide that you want to buy the platinum package, which is $26,000 all up, and it's good to have somebody there with you to reassure that decision. So the reason that we've been offering mainly the 497 ticket at the I Am Freedom event is number one because we've been doing lunch at the events for everyone. Normally lunch was only offered for the VIPs at the 497. So now we just do the 497 ticket, lunch for everyone, and you get to bring a guest. So the 297, that's still an option, but mainly we've been moving towards the 497 ticket. Um, I just got a question. What traffic source is Adeline using? Adeline is using Facebook. Chris, what type of images does she use? She mentioned earlier that the seminar room pictures work well for her. Adeline, how do you edit those seminar images
Uh,
to make them fit correctly for the
uh,
event?
just, sorry, what was the question again?
How do you make the?
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Um, for the seminar images that you use for the ads, um,
yeah.
um, how do you resize them to make them fit?
All right. Um, I use Photoshop, but I think you can use a tool called Snagit. Um, I hope I hope it's the right tool because I'm pretty sure it's called Snagit. Right? Um, yeah, I think it's Snagit. So you can use Snagit or maybe Canva. Yeah, I think Canva is also a great tool, guys. So you can use Snagit, Canva if you don't have Photoshop or you're not that good with Photoshop. Um, Alright, let's just try. Um, alright, so to answer before I get into that, sorry for jumping around. But yeah. So again, guys, like here are some images that you can test. Again, it really depends on your ad copy. It really depends on whom you are targeting. The point is that you really want to have all those elements to resonate with your target audience, right? So yeah, again, like what works for me might not work for you. So you really have to test. Like all I can do now is to give you some suggestions that you can try, go and try. But again, at the end of the day, you really have to test it for yourself. So yeah, apart from seminar rooms, another picture that you can have is like a picture of the venue, a picture of a speaker, especially if someone's that well known, like people know them a lot. But again, don't use like Frank Kern's image if he's not going to be at the event. So don't try to leverage on other people's credibility on something that's not true. Like if they're not going to come to the event, or something that's more personal, something that makes you feel like you want to be part of that as well, like you want to be in that moment. So you can use your own picture, basically like more personal pictures, so personalized pictures. So yeah, again, you have to test it out and see which one works best for you. All right, so I hope that helps, and let's go back to Canva. So I believe in here you can create a design, and yeah, you can use custom dimensions. I used to see Facebook ads here, so you have Facebook posts. Probably if you search around a bit more, then you might see that option. Just play around, or you can just let me see. Oh, there you go. Marketing social media. There you go. Let's post. See, they even have Twitter, Pinterest, ads. Here you go, Facebook ads, right? So this is the dimensions that you want to have: 1200 times 628 or 627, and you just click on it, and yeah, and just play around with it. I guess you can add a new page, and you might be able to upload. Yeah, just play around with it. I haven't really used it, but I I heard it's a really great tool, and yeah, it gives you the right size right away. So yeah, hope that helps. It's just canva.com.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
Adeline, about how long will you start promoting the how long how farther out would you start promoting the I Am Freedom event? 7 days, 10 days, 2 weeks?
yeah, I would say about not more than 2 weeks. Because if you promote too early, then people might forget about it. Yeah, so I would say within 2 weeks, yeah. Within 1 week,
In one
but
week?
not more than 2 weeks. Yeah,
Perfect. Okay, cool. Well,
yeah, 1 week or 2 weeks, it's fine. Like either way, it's fine. Yeah, it depends on how much your budget is and stuff. Yeah. So
okay, great. Um, Now, would you say that you probably get the best results from doing it 1 week out?
it really varies. Sometimes I get people who buy and they register quite early, and sometimes I get people who to buy to register quite last minute. So it's really random. Yeah, I mean, to me, it like my results says it doesn't really matter, but not more than 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, great. Guys, does anybody have any final questions? If you guys got a lot of value out of this webinar too, just throw a one in the chat box. Ones here. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much, everybody getting on this webinar. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this. Um, and let's see, any last questions? Just 1 second. Okay, I can go off the Adeline. Would you just be able to do a quick case study of maybe your Singapore results? Just ad spend stuff like that, or no?
Um, um, yeah, I can show you. I think I have it on my. I have
Because somebody's
I
asking,
have it on my.
let's say you get 100.
Pardon?
Somebody's asking if you get 100 people to the IMF, what percentage upgrade to HBS, and from there on. So if you could just show like a case study on your recent results,
Um,
it might give
that one.
clarity.
Recent results. Again, guys, like the upgrades really varies a lot, um, and like if you like okay, so if you're talking about the recent Singapore HBS, all right, so I would say let me just quickly remember what happened. Um, so what you want to know? Upgrades from Steve?
Hey, sorry, I was muted.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you just just basically the Singapore HBS event? Would you be able to just go over maybe ad spend and your conversions and your results?
All right. Ad spend. Which one? The recent one?
I think the Singapore one.
I have this one with me, but it was like from last. Okay, the recent one. We spent about 13K in ads. Yeah, we made 45K.
So 13,000 spent on ad spend and a $45,000 after the HBS in commissions.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And after your HBS events, do you follow up with your leads at all?
No. Um, no, we don't. It's actually the opposite. They will come and talk to us. Again, I think so. So guys, like it's well, I can see it both ways, right? It could work either way. Um, I think first is that depends on how you position yourself because you always want to position yourself, why that have them to approach you instead of you going after them because like people might be uncomfortable if if they're kind of they feel like they're being chased after. Um, so yeah, try to be like try to like you don't have to have like great results in internet marketing yet to be able to do that. It's just about like how you position yourself in the emails, and if you give a lot of value in your emails, and you're not trying to pitch them and stuff, I mean, people will naturally respect you, and they will develop trust with you. And obviously, most of them will probably just hear this for the very first time, and they have a lot of questions, and they feel like they need some support from you guys. So yeah, be approachable, give a lot of value. Don't try to sell them too much, and yeah, position yourself as someone they can trust, they can respect, and someone who can give a lot of value, someone who can help them and support them, and they will naturally will come and approach you. So I don't like we don't yeah, go and follow up with them so much after HPS. We found that those who are interested will come and talk to us. So um, yeah, I mean, if you want to approach them, that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good strategy, but yeah, just don't push them too much, and yeah,
Okay.
don't appear to be like really desperate. And yeah, it's always good to build that relationship. So it depends on how you approach them as well.
Perfect. All right, Adeline. Well, thank you so much for getting on this webinar. Guys, once again, we did this webinar tonight really just to show you guys how simple and easy it is just to get out there and start promoting the events. This is a way that you can start earning your first commissions with Mobe. And next week is Austin, Texas, and also Sydney, Australia. So right after this webinar, go and set up your campaign for those two events and get going, because one thing that I learned from Adeline was that she taught me that you can't always be the student, you can't always be in the learning phase. The way that you get results is you actually implement the knowledge that you learn. So, guys, I will post this webinar recording in the next 24 hours, but take the information that you learned tonight and implement it into your own business and get started promoting the events, because they really can be very successful for you, as Adeline has made $200,000 in commissions just from promoting events. So once again, Adeline, thank you so much for getting on this webinar with me. And guys, have a great night, and we'll talk soon next Thursday.
Thanks for having me, and it's great. I hope you guys get some value out of it. And if you have any questions, you can just message me on Facebook, and yeah, and yeah, have a great night.
Great. All right, Adeline, thank you so much.
Thanks, Steven. Talk to you soon.